the #1 visited arts and cultural attraction in the state of Minnesota with over 2 million visitors. Sparky has been a Minnesota tradition since 1956 and has educated and entertained millions of guests. While many associate the Sparky show with a seal, it's actually a California sea lion who's standing behind me or swimming behind me. Como has enjoyed having Sparky as part of the tradition since the 50s, and those performances have provided education and conservation messages to the thousands of guests that have enjoyed visiting. Sparky has become one of Como's most popular attractions and one of Minnesota's most iconic symbols, sharing fun, education, and conservation messages. But due to changing federal regulatory requirements for marine mammals, Como has made this a priority to update and preserve the asset here at Como. But before I get into the details of the plans that we have, the concept for the new Sparky stage, I want to introduce one of our greatest partners that none of our improvements in the past have been possible without a great partner. And I want to introduce the president of Como Friends, Jackie Stika.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Como Friends is a nonprofit partner of Como Park Zoo and Conservatory. We inspire community generosity to advance Como as a destination where people from all walks of life can gather, learn, and enjoy the natural world. Over the past decade, working together, Como Friends and Como Park Zoo and Conservatory have invested over $100 million in the zoo and conservatory for capital improvements, endowment, and program expansion. There is great power in pairing gifts from the private sector, from individuals, corporations, and foundations, with public gifts from the city of St. Paul and the state of Minnesota. And the recently opened Ordway Gardens and Gorilla Forest are standing examples of what the successful public-private partnership can happen. While we've been investing in improvements, we've also been able to keep Como free of charge for our 2 million annual visitors. All of us at Como Friends endorse the improvements to the seal and sea lion exhibit to make it so that it complies with regulatory standards and also helps us better serve a 21st century audience. And we're very excited to partner with the Zoo and Conservatory on this pressing priority. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Nancy Nelson, who is the vice chair of the Como Friends Board of Directors. And she has with her her family, her son Matt, her daughter-in-law Kelly, and their children Tyler and Zachary, who we have 3 generations of this family who have loved Sparky and enjoyed the Sparky show.
Thank you. We are the lucky beneficiaries of the wonderful improvements that have happened at Como Zoo and Conservatory, because we enjoy coming here, we love coming here, and there's so many families in Minnesota who are able to come here because it's free and it's open 365 days a year. Even on the days when the schools are closed, Como's open. And we are happy to be here to talk about the need for the improvements to the seal and sea lion exhibit. Obviously, this is kind of sad that these seals and sea lions only have this small space to play in all winter long, and even in the summer when they're not out on display. So we look forward to having support from the state and the community in providing the funding that's needed to make this a better place. And we certainly see Como as an extension of the education that our kids receive in the St. Paul public schools, because they learn so many things from being with the animals. They've both come to Camp Como and have enjoyed that, and they love the Sparky show, and I want them to say a little something about that. This is my son Matt, who came here when he was a little boy. I won't tell you how old he is now. Say something about it.
Yeah, coming to Como has been, a meaningful part of my life for well over 35 years, and so to see my boys, Tyler and Zachary, enjoying it as much as I did is fantastic. And the transformation that this zoo has gone through over the years has been amazing, and I look forward to seeing this next stage happen hopefully soon. Want to say something, T?
You want to stand up here and say something?
Do you want to do it together? Or
You can stand together.
I had a very enjoyable time coming here as a child. Well, I still am. Well, growing up here, and watching the sea lions, it's a really fun experience. And yeah.
Okay, Zachy, say something about Sparky.
I love the Sparky show because I just loved how they do stuff. It's cool.
Thank you.
You know, I'm used to being upstaged by the animals, but never of kids, so it was great to have both of you part of our event today. But today we're here to unveil the plans for the next generation of Sparky, and so for families like the Nelsons that can enjoy this for generations to come. The project is expected to cost $14.8 million, with $1 million coming from the private sector, and the balance is a request for general obligation bonds at the state level, supporting Como as a statewide asset. Currently, the seals and sea lions at Como are displayed in a variety of locations. Behind me, as Nancy mentioned, Sparky is here year-round with her mother, I think is who's with her today. But in the summer months, when you walked in today, our Seal Island, which was originally Monkey Island, built in the 1930s as a WPA project, for most of the year is dry, there's no water in it, it's full of snow, because it's not equipped for Minnesota weather. In the winter months, you can see the animals here in the Marine Mammal Building. They're moved across the hall, and you can actually hear Subi trying to get our attention. Both facilities lack adequate space and collection management for the collection that we have, and the new habitat will provide year-round use with 2 outdoor saltwater pools so that people can enjoy the animals even on a day like today outside, as well as indoor viewing for the animals. But besides educating the public on animal care and husbandry, Como Zoo's professional zoo care staff also work on conserving these animals. A number of our animals in our collection are rehab animals that have been deemed unreleasable. Subi, the noisy one, who's been here for about 3 years, was found on the coast, injured in California, and was deemed unreleasable. Como's been working with NOAA and the rehab facilities, and we have the expertise and experience for handling animals that can't be brought back into the wild. We had Sparky 5, who was one of the oldest captive animal in North America, who passed away at 31 but performed over 20 years and had arthritis. So we have the experience and the talent here at Como. Chino was another one of our animals in our collection who was found near death and underweight. He came to us with pneumonia, was about 72 pounds, and before he left to go to the Henry Dorley Zoo in Omaha was over 500 pounds. He thrived and now is in a breeding group. This new exhibit will be a world-class habitat and will provide a unique and immersive northwestern coastal visitor experience. The concept features 2 pools that will have saltwater, along with an improved amphitheater for both the animals and our guests. The new habitat will have opportunities for training. Training is what you see in the Sparky show. It's operant conditioning. The new exhibit will give us an opportunity to get up close and personal for the keepers, better for husbandry and individual attention, and advanced husbandry skills. As with all the recent improvements here at Como, the Ordway Gardens, Gorilla Forest, and Polar Bear Odyssey, for us it's not about getting bigger, it's about doing what we do better. And the improvements for the Sparky exhibit will make sure that generations to come will be able to enjoy the exhibit, enjoy the animals, and get inspired by nature.